healing and my form of medicine is based on a lot of faith. And faith that my ancestors got it right. And also is based on the faith that I know that as long as I work in close harmony with the land and with God, that I tell people too, it's like, with my spirituality, I'm really grounded to the earth, and I'm really grounded to the Father. And everything I do with prayer. Because when I think of the mustard seed all the time, I think about faith, and I think about intention. That everything that we do in life always starts with a seed. It starts with a seed of faith. Okay, but it only can grow in good soil and only with good intention. So when I think about this one particular thing that we learned in the very beginning of our herbalism, left hand. This is the hand that comes from the heart. And you think to yourself that when you leave here and everything you learn and everything you apply in your life, that you do it from the heart. And you always do it with good intention. With good intention, you plant a seed of love. It will be very pure if it comes from the heart. But if you plant a seed with bad intent, with anger and hatred, this is something you throw away. This is the hand that does this. But always remember that everything you do in life, that everything you plant with good intention is always going to go to something positive. Make sure whatever you do in life, and even medicine or anything you do, always do it with good intention. Thank you very much. And do you have any questions at all you want to ask me? Thank you.
Yay.
What's your mustard seed?
I would like to know anything good for insomnia.
You were supposed to get a mustard seed on the stand.
Is it because your brain goes in circles and you can't, or your lights don't come back?
For my husband, I have also
But there's
family members.
two different types of insomnia, and we treat insomnia in different ways. Hormonal insomnia in women is your brain isn't shut down, so you're just thinking and thinking all night long. Another form of insomnia is when the lights don't shut down. That's because of a mineral deficiency. That's why melatonin works for something like that, for instance, like a mineral, or like for dragon's bones or whatever, or something that's calming, like calcium, magnesium. GABA is not what works, which is an amino acid found in certain types of plants. But wild lettuce is what we use for women whose minds keep going and going and going. And of course, valerian it's kind of like a natural form of Valium. So we use like valeriana. And then chamomile is calming to the system too, because it's kind of like it quiets the heart. It's actually used for circulation too. It actually lowers your blood pressure. And chamomile, valeriana, and then wild lettuce is to keep the brain from going. And kava, like kava, it's really good too. Just people don't really realize that when they come to us, I can't sleep, I have insomnia. Well, what kind of insomnia do you have? There's all different types of insomnia. And then, yeah, and some of it is like not being spiritually grounded either, where you can't shut off, turn your heart off. Yeah, so we have a really good one. It's called Swanzao Ren, and it's a Chinese formula, and it actually is for I give it out for broken hearts. It actually works with the heart chi, or the heart energy, and it brings it down where it calms it down, and it helps with overthinking, anxiety, and people who worry too much. But when you ask a question about insomnia, it's like it's a small question with a big answer. It all depends on what kind of insomnia you have. Any other questions? You're dying over here, aren't you? Hold on. Yeah.
Did you say it was yarrow for the heavy bleeding?
Yes. Shepherd's purse works really well too.
My sister has
Yarrow.
fibroids, and she has really heavy bleeding. Would that be something that would?
That's hormonal.
Okay.
Wild yam.
They do the way they.
Wild yam.
Yeah.
And then you can't use shepherd's purse with fibroids, because it actually makes them worse. But yarrow you can use. It moves blood. And sage works pretty well with that too.
Did you ever study Edgar Casey?
Green Case or Edward Casey?
Edgar Casey.
Yes, I have. Yeah.
Interesting.
It is very interesting. Actually, he's highly intuitive.
Yeah.
He was an intuitive healer.
Yeah, when he drugged it.
Yes.
And he never wrote any of the books. Shelves and shelves. It was his secretary.
Yeah,
I was back at Virginia Beach a few years ago.
I get mine through dreams too.
Extremely interesting.
Yeah, I get mine through, but usually my great grandma, I get a quandary about a patient, I'll pray about it, I just can't figure it out, and then I sit there and I'm laying in bed, and all of a sudden Nail goes, Mia, you put salt in it, you gotta put salt, I got minerals, you know?
Yeah, that's what they claim.
Yeah, but it's like, she was so right. When I got older, like she said, you know, you're not gonna remember what I'm telling you right now, but when you need it, it'll come to you. I'll come to you in your dreams. But she started really coming to me in my dreams. It's everything she taught me, and I wake up and I go, yeah, that's what it is. And I always rely on her to come to me when I really have a problem figuring it out with a client. You know, because I always do with good intent, so that's the reason why it happens. Yes, ma'am.
Do you have a website?
Yes, actually, when we're done here, I'm caught up in here. I actually have some postcards of my website. Yes, in the Botanica West. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, you mentioned intuition,
Yes.
and Edward almost yesterday mentioned intuition, but didn't go into it.
Mm-hmm. Intuition, basically, it's a funny. Even in iridology, there's actually a line over the rayid, like a little vein that shoots downward into the 5 sense area of the body and forks out, and that's the line of intuition. Actually, can find the person who's intuitive by looking at that line. That's why I looked in his eyes before I chose him.